Hello everybody, Amanda Davis here, and for this video, today is December 2nd, Vlogmas Day 2, and I wanted to share some practical holiday shopping tips with you. I'm going to keep it really simple, but these are 5 practical holiday shopping tips that I had on my mind. So my first one is to know who you need to get your gifts for, obviously, but making that list out and being able to check off as you get stuff, I think that that really helps because otherwise you end up last minute shopping, which one of my, if I did more than 5 tips, one of my tips would have been to not wait till the last minute. But you want to know who you are needing to get a gift for so that you can try to focus and know, uh, obviously you want to be able to focus your shopping for that person. Then my second tip is to know your budget and stick to it because we all know holiday season, it can be a stressful time of year for money. And then you go into January and you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent all that money in December, and maybe you didn't have that money to spend. So it's important to know what your budget is going to be and stick to that budget because the truth is, Christmas, it's not about the gifts. It's not. And if there's people out there in your life that it is about the gifts for them, that's just something to say about that person, I guess. But I think sometimes small things can go a long way, number one. And number two, um, it's just we shouldn't be going into debt because of the holiday season. So know what your budget is and stick to it. Then my third one is to try to decide what you're going to get somebody ahead of time. And what I mean by that is don't end up at the mall wandering and walking around and wasting all this time because you really don't know what you want to get somebody. Um, and I mean, if you like to do that, that's cool. But I'm a person that when I go shopping, like even grocery shopping, I make my list, I go to the store, I stick to my list. There are times where while I'm walking around the aisles, I get things that aren't on the list. We all are famous for that. But at the same time, I really do try to just stay focused with my list because I don't want to be wasting an hour in the grocery store. But when it comes to, Christmas shopping, you can do the same thing. Like just try to decide ahead of time what it is that you're going to get somebody so that if you do have to go out shopping or even shopping online, you're able to be more focused in your shopping so that you can, and that goes back to your budget. You know how much, if you know from your budget how much you can spend, then when you have the gift in mind ahead of time, then you're able to link that back to that budget. And then my fourth tip is not being afraid to shop local and give out unique gifts, especially something that you think somebody would really like because knowing them and knowing their personality. And so what I'm thinking with this one is there's a lot, well, there's a lot of in most places there's a lot of ways that you can shop local, and I know for me, uh, in our area, we have these little like, I guess they're basically like antique shops, but they also have crafters, and there's several of them in the area. And you go in and you can buy local goods, but you might have a farmer's market or you might have crafting shows and things like that around you. So don't be afraid to buy handmade and local gifts, and also don't be afraid to make a gift if you're talented enough to do so. I know that I personally really am not talented enough to do that, although growing up there were a few times when I made gifts, or I know my brother, at one point, he was in elementary school and the art teacher had him make a snowman, and that ended up going to my grandma, and she still has it all these years later. But, so don't be afraid to make things, find unique gifts, shop local. And then my number 5 is if all else fails, If all else fails, gift cards and money. And I say that because, a lot of times you really don't know what somebody's going to like, but you might know where they like to shop, or you might, or if you don't know where they like to shop, then you can give them a little bit of money, because then that way they can just put that money towards whatever they want to put it towards. They don't even have to buy something nice for themselves. They can put it towards whatever they want to put it towards. And so sometimes you can just do that, to just be like, hey, Merry Christmas. Didn't, you could admit you didn't really know what to get them, or you could just Merry Christmas. But I do know too, like, a lot of times the best gifts are the gifts that we put thought into. But sometimes, let's just be real, life gets in the way, or you really don't know what to get somebody, but you feel obligated to get them something. So gift cards and money can always be a fallback. Um, so yeah, so those are my 5 practical tips for holiday shopping. Know who you're going to shop for, know your budget, and stick to that budget. Deciding ahead of time what it is that you're going to try to get, so that you can focus your shopping. Um, Unless you like to wander. Unique gifts, and then gift cards and money if all else fails. So thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And stay tuned for more Vlogmas videos. Thanks again. See you later.